Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. All right, so Teresa, we just gonna talk. Teresa, she is upset. Um, she wants some type of loyalty. Now, from what the people say online, Joe and Melissa never have Teresa's back. Joe and Melissa feel like Teresa never has their back. All I know is I can go by. All I can go is by from what I saw. Less than 24 hours prior to Teresa crying, Jen, her friend, called her brother out of his name, and she didn't have his back. So I do think it's kind of crazy that fast forward, girl, she's hollering and screaming about loyalty and wanting Joe and Melissa to tell Tracy to shut up. When all Tracy was low-key was doing was calling out Teresa on her. If Teresa would have said, hey Jen, girl, you doing too much. Don't call my brother out his name like that. Right? Then she could have used that and said, hey, I just had your back last night when Jen called you out of your name, right? She don't even know me like that. So can y'all tell her to shut up and leave me alone? I felt like she could have had some legs to stand on. But to me, Teresa don't have no legs to stand on from what I can see. Girl, that's all. Teresa, I don't know how... Teresa is a liar. I'm sorry. Teresa's a liar. You're not going to get me to believe that Teresa has not seen this video of Louis. As much as you've been acting a fool and as much as we see from the previews that you're going to act a fool, you've seen this video before, Teresa. You're not going to get me to believe that Gia has not seen this video before. Teresa is lying. Okay? So you ain't never seen this video of Louis. All right. Louis ain't even tried to show you the video. This is what they talking about. The wolf pack is a true friendship. Bill should have called Joe. Bill called Joe? I believe he should have. We're not going to sit here and play this game, y'all. As much as y'all may want to act like it's not that big of a deal, y'all know it could be. Y'all know that it can and would be a big deal if one of those men had called one of those women out of their name. Just like we know it's a big deal when you call one of these men or a man a bitch, right? Y'all make a big deal out of when men say girl to a man. Yeah. So y'all not going to get me to believe that Jen calling Joe out of his name is not disrespectful and it's not that big of a deal, because it is. I think that Bill should have called Joe and said, hey, I want to apologize for my wife, blah, 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 blah. I think he should have. And that would have been the end of it. Well, that probably wouldn't have been the end of it, but he should have called and apologized. And I think that Jen should apologize for calling him a bitch. And she ain't got to apologize for calling him a crook, because this is the thing that I've clocked about Jen. Jen just used the stuff that's already out there and she throw it in your face. That's what it looks like Jen do to me. Jen, whatever information that is already out there or that people have already said, that you've said, she gonna throw it back in your face. Right? Marge and her mama, they go out to dinner. Her and her mama look just alike to me. Gia and Teresa go out to some type of little, I don't know what restaurant that was. Did Louis abuse his ex-fiance in front of the kids? That's the allegation now. Teresa, Gia, I don't too much care for Gia. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know. I don't too much care for Gia. I don't too much care for Teresa. They remind me of each other. I think that Gia probably gonna be just like her mama when she grew up, when it has to do with men. Just live in la la land, just want to have a man. I'm not exactly sure why. I see a lot of women say this, like, you could hear things about a man. You could know things about a man, and you would still be willing to throw it to the side and act like it ain't got nothing to do with you, or feel as though his past don't have nothing to do with you, sweetie, there are allegations, right? And even if you know it to be true that a man has put his hands on a woman, like, that ain't got nothing to do with me, sweetie. Yes, it does. Because if he went upside that bitch head, he'll go upside yours too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know why Teresa is stuck on this thing about Louis' past doesn't mean anything. Girl, says who? His past has a lot to do with a lot of stuff. Now, some stuff that happened in his past may not. Like, if he cheated on a girlfriend in high school, okay, girl, whatever. But in your adult life, if you've cheated on every girl you've been with, girl, that says something. If you put your hands on your ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, yeah, we're going to take that into consideration. But Gia, just like her mama, what did she say? Who cares about his past? Girl, y'all should. Girl, if it's true that he abused his ex-fiancée in front of the kids, y'all don't think that's nothing that they should be concerned about? Anyways, Dolores meets up with her mother and father. Basically, they talk about her and Frank. You know, if they would have been together, she really doesn't know where her kids or how her kids would have turned out to be. Basically, her and Frank's relationship was a mess. She tells her tells her mother and father that her and David broke up. Girl, it sounds like David was really like a good guy, because everybody is really like heartbroken that David and David and Dolores broke up. But it sounds like David is really, really, really dedicated to his job. Like, he's dedicated to his job, and nothing is going to come before that job. But you know, it's so crazy because I remember even Quad. Maybe his dedication is even like times 10, but I remember Quad saying, as much as people may not want to say it, Quad from Married to Medicine, like, you come second to, when you're married to a doctor, you come second to their job. And that's something that a lot of people don't want to admit. And I can see that being true, because the truth is, if you have someone like Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, or whomever, right, they're on call. If you're in the middle of something, they leave it. So, here they go. I gotta go. But probably David is like very, very, very committed to his job, right? It sounds like David, you know, later on in the episode, it sounds like David is a little upset. You know, he's really not talking to Dolores. But he is still hanging out with Frank. He still talks to the kids, but he just don't have nothing to say to Dolores. So it sounds like David kind of wanted his cake. You know what they say, have your cake and eat it too. David, David might be a great guy, but girl, how you at work all the time, girl, and then you expect to still be a girl? You just need to have a friend with benefits type of situation. That's what David needs. Anyways. Jennifer tells her older daughter about Bill. She says her mom is going to be probably more upset at Marge. Girl, here they go. It's disappointing, because as much stuff as her mother has probably went to, and I don't even know the extent, but I'm sure her mother has went through a lot with her father. She still, to this day, it's a possibility that when she finds out what has gone on, you know, that Marge has told the people that Bill is not perfect, she's going to be upset at the woman. Ain't that some crazy shit? Like, it's so crazy. Like, even the fact that that's even a possibility that Jennifer's mom is going to be upset. She's going to be more upset at Marge. She could be more upset at Marge for her telling the truth about Bill than being mad at Bill. That's crazy shit. Oh, child. She said her mom is the same. Men will be men. Anyways, Okay. I'm not Bill. Jen and Dolores meet up. They're working out. I thought it was funny when she said they were doing like a kickboxing class, and she said Dolores looked like she did this before. When Jennifer said Dolores looked like she did this before, she did look like she did that before. Jen is mad at Bill. You know, Bill was a pussy. That's what she says. Didn't say one word all night. I have to say, Bill is a doctor, right? You know, a lot of these people on this show, I'm assuming, have something to lose. Bill can't be doing too much on TV, right? But I do believe that Bill could have said something. Like, Bill didn't say nothing. Like, not even him getting involved in the mess. Like, even when it started to look like he was going to get physical, even though, girl, I don't think he was going to get, I'm sorry. I don't think it was ever going to get to that point, girl. But even when it looked like Jen and Melissa were about to get, like, start tussling, like, Bill still didn't step in. So I could see Jennifer being upset just a tad bit. Like, you ain't did nothing. Like, it's one thing for me to be going back and forth with the girls, but girl, even at that point, you could have at least stepped in and said, hey. Like, he just sat back with his drink in his hand, cheesing. Girl. He didn't have her back. This is what it comes down to. Marge bringing up Bill cheated, which was 10 years ago. What Marge did was over 10 years ago or 10 years ago. And y'all still managed to have a conversation about it. So if we can have conversations about Marge and her being a slut from the 90s, right? If we can have conversations about the way that Marge and I guess her husband used to move and cheated on their spouses with each other, and that was how many years ago, then we can talk about Bill. Okay? If we can talk about Marge, even if it's already out there, if we can have conversations about Marge and the way that y'all dislike Marge because of the way that Marge used to move, we can talk about Bill. If there's an expiration date when it comes to talking about Bill and his infidelity, then it's an expiration date for Marge. All right? I've already decided to move on. But see, this is the problem with what to me, what somebody needs to tell Jen. That's the thing, you really didn't move on. If you had moved on, then you wouldn't be sitting here, girl, in shambles crying. You decided to act like it never happened. Because if you go back and watch the episode, Jen said that, from what I remember, Jen said that when she found out that Bill cheated on her, she mentioned it to Bill. Bill basically said yeah. And she said they basically didn't talk about it and they moved on. Y'all ain't even talked about it. Girl. You just act like it didn't happen. And then you didn't tell nobody, right? So you thought that didn't nobody know. So you was walking around here like Cinderella and her little, perfect, happily ever after, thinking didn't nobody know your tea. And then the main bitch, girl, who you didn't want to know, well, and then the one who you didn't want to know found out. So somebody been talking about it. Either it was the woman who Bill cheated on you with, but Marge found out somehow, right? So it's like, girl, you didn't really forgive him. You just forgot. That's the thing. Once you forgive somebody, yes, you kind of have to let it go. You can't do, like, I don't understand some of y'all. This is no tea, no shade. If your man cheated on you and then you stayed with him, girl, why are you still bringing up the cheatation that happened? Girl, you stayed with him. Let it go. Right? But in this case, Jen never forgave Bill. She just forgot about it. They never had a conversation about it. They never talked about it. Right? It just kind of never happened. And now the tea is out there, and Jennifer don't know what to do. She don't know how to move. She don't know how to address it. Because again, she forgot about it, and she's kind of just, well, I have this perfect man, and you've hyped this man up to be something, and he has flaws, right? Anyways, Dolores' mom, I think they said she had 90% blockage in her heart or something. Girl, Dolores is just like, okay, I'm gonna pray for my mom, and walked out the door. Girl, what? The guys' night. They sent a text. Joe basically says, F you to Bill in the text message. No, people really didn't know if it was a joke or if it was the truth with a little laughter behind it. No one knew. All the guys basically meet up. I think Tiki was the one who brought up the allegation about Louis to the group. Everybody's pretty much scared to say something. Girl. Big Frank say if somebody bring it up, he getting up and going to the restroom. How y'all don't want to bring up? I don't know, girl. I think this is another example of, I think it's weird that the men don't want to bring up something as serious as domestic violence. Especially when you have one of the girls whose brother is sitting directly at the table. Like, do you know how fast that would have came up with the women? Girl. Anyways, Bill comes. They didn't really know if Bill was going to come. Now, see, this is the thing, right? Do I think that Jennifer was wrong for calling Joe a B? I do. Do I think she was wrong for calling Joe a crook? Not really. Because again, to me, for what it sounds like to me, Jennifer, she just basically throws back in your face what's already out there. Does Jennifer have some ways? Probably, yeah. But I'm sure we all got some ways. I don't really know what they expected from Bill. Like, why do y'all want Bill to come and basically, say that his wife is this bad person? Like, no, I could see Bill holding his wife accountable. Like, yeah, she shouldn't have called you a B. That was unacceptable, right? But y'all want to even take it a step further and be like, yeah, your wife is not a good person. Bitch, what? And y'all know Bill ain't gonna fight. So Bill gets up and leaves, right? I don't blame him because it's one thing, again, for you to want me to apologize and be held accountable for my wife calling you out your name. Okay, cool. I guess somebody could argue being called a crook is out of the name too. Girl, to me, that was just some... And this is the thing too, that sometimes a husband get caught up in the mess. Like, the truth of the matter is, Bill ain't did nothing to Marge, but unfortunately, I know this dagger gonna hurt you, Jennifer. So yeah, I'm gonna bring up Bill's infidelity. Sorry, girl. Doop. Like, Jennifer calling Joe a crook. Girl, okay, girl, Joe ain't really got nothing to do with this, but girl, I'm going back and forth with Melissa, so doop. You see? So sometimes the men just get caught up in the mess. It is really for your wife, but unfortunately, girl, you're gonna get some of this. You're gonna get some of this too. But it really wasn't meant for you. It was really for that helper. Sorry. I don't know what they want to Bill to say. I don't know what they want to Bill to say about his wife. Evan, you can go. Girl, y'all got the right girl. Cause I'm gonna cuss all y'all ass out. Girl. Y'all got the right girl. Cause Bill ain't gonna cuss y'all out. Bill not gonna curse, he not gonna holler, he not gonna scream. Girl, what the fuck y'all want me to say about my wife? Because we can all go around the table and talk about each other's spouses. Is that what y'all want to do? Anyways, girl. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.